Well, if any of you have seen the movie Happiness with Will Smith, you know about that real-life story of the guy that went from being homeless to a multimillionaire. Well, I've been blessed with actually having a mentor in my life that did the same thing. And it's really quite remarkable when you have a chance to work with someone, like I've worked with Joe Cirulli and been a friend of his for over 20 years, who has gone from that place of being homeless, living in their car, to being a multimillionaire. And some of the tips I'm going to give you today about Joe's life, I hope that you're going to be able to use in your life as well, because the guy is masterful. He's helped me so much over the past 20 plus years, and I'm really proud to be able to talk about him and his success today. Now listen, as I tell you these stories of people I've interviewed and people I've worked with who are successful, the main point of this is for you to latch onto what they do on a daily basis to make your life better. That's the reason I'm doing these videos, is to give you information to maximize your potential. So Joe Cirulli, I met Joe Cirulli 20-something years ago when I was in the fitness industry, and we were on a panel together at this big trade show. And during the panel, they were asking questions and of all of us on the panel, obviously. And every time Joe would answer, I'd go, holy cow, this guy's really got it together. And I got a chance to know him and hear his story, and I'm going to tell it to you briefly. If you want more information, contact me. I'll love to tell you the whole thing. Or contact Joe Cirulli. He's been on the cover of Inc. magazine and many other magazines. His story is all over the internet. You can Google him and find out more. But he was a guy who had a passion and love for the fitness industry back a long, long time ago. I'll just say that. Back when it was very common for clubs to open and close overnight. And he got caught up in this craziness with a company and found himself out of a job, out of money, and living in his car. From living in his car and eating anything he could get his hands on, he ended up moving into a vacant building for a period of time. And that was an upgrade, as I like to say. But that didn't stop Joe. He never left his passion for the fitness industry. He always knew that he would rise again, just like the phoenix bird, rising from the ashes. Well, over the years, to make a long story short, not only has he risen from the ashes, but he's done something that people in business say is almost impossible, that he's become a multimillionaire in the health club industry. Not only has he become a multimillionaire in the health club industry, but he's done it in Gainesville, Florida, with a population of about 150,000 people. I mean, a tiny city, right? And he's created this immense amount of success. So what makes Joe tick? What makes him run? Well, first of all, he's got high integrity. He follows through with his promises and his word. Number one. Number two is that he writes everything down, his goals, his dreams, in specifics. He doesn't just say, I wanted to be a multimillionaire. When he first started, he shared this with me, that he would have these tasks written down, like he wanted to have $100,000 in the bank by the age of 25. And this is, I think, when he was 21 and living in his car, believe it or not. And he accomplished that. Then he wanted to become a private pilot. He accomplished that. He wanted to own his own plane. He accomplished that. But underneath it all, do you know what the secret to his success in the health club industry is and was? Service. Service. And more service. If you go into any of his clubs in Gainesville, Florida, and I worked out with Joe for a year when I lived in Gainesville, 5 days a week. The guy's unbelievable. But you will see impeccable cleanliness and you will see service. You'll see associates all over the floor helping people all the time. At the front desk, you'll see the people know almost everyone's name that comes in. It's unbelievable. You'll see a staff that is so highly motivated because it's all based on service. So that's one of the things that, or I guess that's probably the second thing. One of the things I learned from Joe is make sure your goals are written down in detail. Read them several times a day. Make sure that you're offering whatever business that you have the utmost in service. And the last tip that I learned from Joe that's incredibly important is do what you do not want to do every day first thing. In other words, you know how we have all those tasks, maybe paying bills or calling a creditor or calling, an associate that you're having a hard time with, or maybe calling a customer who you're having a hard time with and you don't want to do those tasks. Joe taught me, do them first thing. Get them off your back, move forward. Joe is about attacking in life. Organized, planning, dignity, and service. Add those things to your business, to your life, and watch yourself grow. Joe Cirulli is amazing. He's a very, very close friend of mine. He's a major mentor in my life. Always has been, always will be. I just love the guy. If I can help you in any way whatsoever, your business, your personal life, go to talkdavid.com. Of course, I'm a master life coach, and I work with businesses as an international speaker. I do many, many things, as you see at the website, but talkdavid.com. Let's learn from these success stories I'm sharing so that you can be successful as well. Have an incredible day. Bye-bye now.